Well, well. Good evening, good morning, whatever time it is you're tuning in. It's time for this week's weekly music stream. A bit later than usual, because I was out this morning, Mother's Day. That was more important than the stream, but I didn't want to leave people hanging, so here it is now, at a later point in time. Putting on the last finishing touches, but I guess most should be ready now. So let's see. Does it work? It does. Welcome to the weekly music stream, where I go through all of the amazing channels, all amazing people that create Final Fantasy XIV cover tracks and showcase them here in a weekly format. The way I do is I have a lot of search queries that I frequent throughout the week, and whenever I see something that is a Final Fantasy XIV cover, I put it on a list, and at the end of the week I have these streams. Just going through, I don't really select them specifically, it's just if it is a cover for Final Fantasy XIV, it goes on the list. Some I listen to quickly, some I don't, some I just put on there, some I kind of cannot wait to listen and listen to them right away, so it's not really a full reaction here, but sometimes I just can't wait and want to listen to a new track by a person that I already know and really love, so it's always a mix. However, what I also started doing during these streams are official Final Fantasy XIV music news, if there are any. And lo and behold, we have quite a lot of music news. So let's switch scene here. First of all, we have 2 new albums that I want to mention this week. The first one, you can already see on screen, is a new mini album, Final Fantasy XIV DAWNTRAIL. Episode 8 is now out, with the tracks Untested Voyager from the new Clitium dungeon, the Final Fantasy V, the final battle DAWNTRAIL from the new trial, Worthy Pursuits, the Uncharted Road and Sweet Dreamer's Melody. Actually no, the first 2, Worthy Pursuit and the Uncharted Road, are both from the Criterion dungeon. Sweet Dreamer's Melody is more one from different cutscenes that they have now put on this EP, and The Worm Who Would Be King from the new Alliance raid. It's also already on the Hunt website with all of the credits that I could find for the different tracks. And then the other one, already on the Hunt website as well, is a announcement. It's not yet out. It's the Eorzen Symphony Final Fantasy XIV Orchestral Album Volume 4 that will be out on June 24th. In Japan only this time, at this date. There is no announcement yet for Europe or for North America. We will see when that will happen. It only has the new tracks, or the only new tracks on there are from the Orchestral Arrangement Album Volume 4, that is already out right now. The rest are all re-recordings from older tracks, but in total I think there are 20 tracks, yeah, on there, including the 5 new ones. So quite a lot, all live recorded. and available again June 24th. Will still take a while, but it's already May, so it doesn't take too long actually until that one is out on Blu-ray. Then we have, with the new DAWNTRAIL EP8, we have a revision of the Final Fantasy XIV materials usage license. They always do that when a new album is out. They update the license to include the new release. However, that's the usage license here. However, there is also a bigger update to the usage terms of use over in Japan, and I will always make a short out of this news segment after the stream. However, it will take too long to explain everything in a short. Therefore, please go and watch the full video VOD afterwards if you're watching this on the short, where we'll try to explain everything that's written here and what it actually means. So, to come back to this now, in Japan, so far, it was Square Enix who managed to do the music for Final Fantasy XIV themselves. They have now outsourced that to JASRAC, I hope I'm saying this name correctly, the Japanese Music Copyright Association, who does everything license-wise for composers, for musicians, TV, broadcast, online presence, all of that. There is a similar organization in pretty much every country. For example, in Switzerland, where I live, it's Suiza. It's basically the same thing. They handle the music rights now for Final Fantasy XIV. With that, the usage has now changed, or the rights have now changed. They no longer include, we have a list here of all the platforms that I hope you can see it there. It doesn't really fit fully on the screen, but let's zoom out a touch. Hopefully you can still read it. Those are all the platforms that are supported now, and there are two important ones, at least two important ones missing on there. That's Blue Sky and Twitter, or X as some people call it. They are no longer have the license, actually, or granted the license to use tracks from Final Fantasy XIV on there. So if you are posting videos from Final Fantasy XIV on these platforms, you actually have to remove the music from those videos, otherwise you can get a copyright infringement. However, it doesn't it won't affect older videos that have already been posted, or usually it doesn't. It only will affect videos that are now posted after the 7th of May. And also on the list we have places like YouTube. Where is it? Over here, YouTube. Technically, JASRAC only has granted usage rights for these platforms to Japan and USA. So I'm not quite sure yet if they will enact anything for foreign people that don't belong to any of these two countries. We will see how this will turn out. There are not really enough information out there yet at this point. If you suddenly see this video here, or the VOD or anything without music, then that means they actually do care and had asked me to take the music off. I hope it's not the case. But yeah, interesting move from Square Enix. Maybe they didn't have the budget anymore, or the time anymore to do this themselves. I mean, they have over 1,000 tracks at this point. It's pretty difficult to keep track of all the tracks. And again, it's a normal move to do that, actually. if you are a bigger company. And even me as a small artist, I myself have all my music licensed with my associated or similar company that or government institution on my side. So it's completely normal to do that. But yeah, we will see what that will mean in the future. For now, I would say refrain from posting any videos directly on Blue Sky or on Twitter, as they write themselves. If you want to post any of these over there, just post them on YouTube and link the YouTube video into the post, embed it there, and that will work, that will be allowed. It's not the best for viewership, but it's one way to do it, so yeah. Hopefully we'll get a bit more clarification. It's also only posted on the Japanese website so far. Maybe we'll get a translation down the line this or next week. Yeah, also in the international to just explain a bit more about that. And that's it for the news this week. Again, if you're watching the short, please go to the actual VOD where I will explain everything a bit more in detail as good as I can. Now to come back here. And sorry for not interacting with the chat real quick. I want to get all of the information out there before I forget anything. Now, I didn't do it in the morning because of Mother's Day. I was out with my mom. That's the only explanation. I wanted to celebrate Mother's Day, and that's why I'm now doing it in the evening, the stream. That's all, basically. And now it is time once again for the music for this week. I have quite a few tracks already loaded up. And while I will listen to the music, I will go through in the background, play Final Fantasy XIV slightly or a little bit, and do the hunt targets that I didn't have time yet to go through. Because yeah, I just only got home and didn't really have time to do them yet. So let's switch here. There it is. And turn in-game music off completely so that we can listen to the new tracks this week. And there are 2 tracks that you will hear a lot this week. It's again the EVERCOLD teaser trailer. I have, I think, 3 covers of that one, and I have 3 covers of the new dungeon. So yeah, you hear these quite a lot today, but I think it's fine. Those are banger tracks. But the first one is a Bart performance of the Black Wolf Stalks again, performed by Nicorzea Game Music. So let's dive right in. Start with the opening. The bar performance comes here. Interesting, a bar performance with just guitar. Maybe. I mean, it fits the track, obviously. interesting. Go up. Or to go up there. Every time I get to this specific section that we just heard, I just have Joe Cat's Gaius von Belzar theme in my ears. Just thanks, Joe. Quite the same height, I think. Maybe it's just a different sound of the in-game performance capture. But that one's nice. I mean, this is such a banger track in game as well, so I'm always happy when I get Emerald Weapon. Amazing performance. Thank you very, very much. And next we already have now the first EVERCOLD teaser trailer cover. The first one today is from Kaspia, Ayanami. Again, sorry for mispronunciation of any names. I'm trying my best. And they have created a remix of the cover, a drum and bass remix. I have not heard this one yet. Let's jump right in. Yeah, let's jump right in. No prelude, just... That's quite a start. I really like the melody of this teaser trailer already. It's not the final melody. I know we will get more additions and maybe some changes. It already sounds really nice. Can hardly wait for Berlin and Tokyo to hear it even more. That was an interesting shift. few interesting shifts. Quite the experience. Very nice remix of the EVERCOLD teaser trailer. And I tried to space them out, by the way, they should not come back to back. I hope I managed to space them out slightly, but we will hear it a few more times. And next, one that popped up just 3 days ago, okay. I thought one was from today, but I only showed up today in my search results. I'm always mentioning this every week. The search algorithms are slightly weird these days. They don't really want to... Well, the companies don't really want you to listen to tracks or new videos or whatever. Chronologically, they only want to give them to you when they think you are ready for them, basically. And this track here didn't show up in my search results until today, even though it already got posted 3 days ago. Just the search algorithms thought, I don't need to see it yet. So it means that if you know something that I haven't shown here, it might just be because it didn't show up in my search results, or because the algorithms thought, I don't need to see it at all. So please comment on the YouTube VOD, comment in the chat or anywhere if there is a artist, if there's a track that I have missed. Again, it might just be because the algorithms didn't want me to see it, or not yet to see it. So please let me know and I will include it next time. And now we have another great Bard performance, or at least I think it's great. They always were great in the past. The Bard performances by Ariq and Aria of the Qalli, as well as Lizard's Dooting, who team up, or did team up quite a lot recently. And this time we have a Bard performance of Give It All. A Bard performance of the cover of Scar of Give It All, I have to say, to make it more precise. Scar's performance is already on... I've already featured that one quite a while ago, so now we have a Bard performance based on the cover. Let's just dive right in. Nice stereo spacing if you are listening with a headset. Maybe an interesting choice to split the snare and the bass drum completely right and left. A nice central main melody. What do you mean by that? Just what do you mean by ruthless Self-promotion. Did I miss one from you? It could be. Or maybe it will show up later, but maybe I missed a new release. Change of the melody. Only once. Second time was the normal one. Interesting. Build up. Love the guitar slides. Now that's the solo part by Scar. If I recall correctly, there was a solo part here. I will put it on the list, your blending indigo, to hopefully have it in here next time, because I don't think I have seen this one yet in my search results. I made a note. Oh, I missed one. Here. I missed an enemy. An interesting harmony choice in the melody. Build up. And with that, we are through. Give it all. And they did give everything they had. And now, I have to quickly check. Yeah, slightly. I still don't know really the reason why it's happening. I'm trying my best to figure it out, but for some odd reason the camera always goes out of sync after... I mean, it's only been 30 minutes now since starting of the stream, but for some reason the camera always goes out of sync after a while. It's still... Still not fully back. I always have to turn it off and on again, which usually works. I work in IT and it actually does work. So let's see. Yeah, now it's better. Now it's slightly better again. Don't quite know what's wrong. Maybe one day I will figure it out. And I have already loaded up the next track. This time it is Untested Voyager, the new dungeon track that we will hear, or also will hear a few times during this stream if everything goes alright. Because yesterday, when I played Final Fantasy XIV, I suddenly had a 2.2 second ping to Final Fantasy XIV. That was quite the experience. That's quite a lot, 2.2 seconds. Not milliseconds, seconds. But already just mounting up on the mount, or dismounting 2 seconds after the input, it actually did do the animation. That was quite interesting. Anyway, we have now Untested Voyager, full cover by Sleeping Penguin. Let's go. And a fun fact for this cover afterwards. I must admit, I have already heard this one. I couldn't wait. When Sleeping Penguin releases tracks, I have to listen to them. A piano. It's wild. Oh look, a calyx. There, calyx. Anyway. Love these drums. And I really like the visualizer that Sleeping Penguin uses here on the right side of the screen. And luckily they did load, or did link to it, so you can also make such a style yourself. I might well try it next time. Takes some tinkering, but it's quite... I really like the look of them, of these visualizers. Those little bleeps that are spinning around to just fill out the track. Amazing arrangement. The bass drum. So many small details in this arrangement. It's just extraordinary what Sleeping Penguin creates within a week or so. And yeah, now the thing I said after this the track that I want to say, as you can see, we have Husky by the Geek there listed on screen right now. They have actually collaborated on this track. I don't quite know who did what. I think this track was done fully by Sleeping Penguin, but maybe Husky helped slightly with the notes. But we will hear Husky's version of the track later, and there the background synth is the same as, or similar to Sleeping Penguin's, because it was done by Sleeping Penguin, and they just created this hybrid version. And that will come later. Next we have another Bard performance and another EVERCOLD teaser trailer cover. I mentioned it will come a few times. Here is another one performed by Happy Tunes Shiva. Another one of the channels that never show up in any of my search results. I don't know why. Unless I search the exact phrase of the title of the video, it doesn't show up. Only if I really search exactly that title, it will show up. Any other combination of words doesn't work. Luckily I did subscribe to them, so they will show up in my subscription list. But other than that, I never managed to find their tracks, which is really, really sad. I really hope one day we will get algorithms that actually do the job that they are meant to do. And that is show everything to people, not just the thing that they give, that gives them the most money. Anyway, enough ranting. EVERCOLD by Happy Tunes Shiva as a Bard performance. The teaser trailer. Very interesting. I have not heard this one yet. I'm so glad the Final Fantasy XIV sounds go so deep. Because it's needed in this cover, or in this track specifically. Slowly building up with the guitar. With the amped guitar, I should say. So looking forward to the full track and the lyrics, because we couldn't really hear them yet. Very well done. Thank you very much for this gorgeous cover once again. Happy Tunes Shiva. And this next one is a new one for the channel, so let's subscribe to them right away so that I won't miss any new tracks by them. Caelia Mer is the channel, and they covered Scream. Let's jump right in. I haven't heard this one yet, or only briefly listened into it, just the start. I'm intrigued to hear the full one. Also, I did queue up for Frontline just to spice things up in the background. You'll see when it pops. So here we go. Scream by Caelia Mer. Very interesting effect on the voice. Really nice glissando from one note to the other. Oh, interesting choir. Gorgeous voice. Gorgeous counter melody as well. Nice phrasing of the main melody as well. Really like this cover. Here we go, Frontline. Which I'm really bad at, but it's okay. All I want is the outfit. Over here. Very well done. Really gorgeous cover of Scream. If I suddenly go silent, it just means I am just vibing with the cover, with the music. And they're really good in this case. Really well done. And next, the already mentioned cover by Husky by the Geek in collaboration with Sleeping Penguin. Untested Voyager. Let's dive right in. I have already listened to this track as well. I couldn't wait. I had to listen to it right away when Husky posted it. But I would still want to showcase it here. So here we go. It just hits different with the guitar. Not that the piano is bad, it just hits different with the guitar. love this section here of the track. It's like hopeful part. Yeah, I'm just vibing with the track. Now he lets loose. As he usually does. Amazing work by Husky by the Geek. And if you're listening to this yourself without my commentary, please also wish him happy birthday, because it was his birthday this week. Now this next one, I am slightly anxious. I don't quite know what to expect. I'm also not sure how this pun here at the beginning, how much it resonated with the audience, if they actually knew what was meant. I've only briefly listened to the beginning just to make sure that it's somewhat okay to listen to. And it seems to be. At least I found it quite entertaining already. It's a cover or a performance of Civilizations by the New Jersey Gamer Symphony Orchestra, or in other words, as she will say here at the beginning, or as the conductor will say at the beginning.
Hey Zor, do you know Lahi?
Here we go.
We will now perform for you Lahi.
Let's see. We actually still don't have lyrics for this track. They never posted any lyrics. Ooh, really like the brass there, trumpets. Great build up. Very well done. Really enjoyed that one. A lot. Great voice. Thank you for this gorgeous cover. And next, thanks to the new material usage licenses, or well, actually didn't check the newest one to be completely honest. I just hope that it's still okay to do so. But at least a while ago they updated them, and since then I'm allowed to, or we are allowed to make covers of the Nobu Ematsu tracks. So here we have another cover of Dragonsong by a new channel nonetheless. Frostmoongoddess sings. That was a long name there to read from over there on my other screen. So we go, cover of Dragonsong. Let's dive right in.
Children of the land, do you hear echoes of truths that once rang clear? Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burned full bright soon fell dark. My shadowed hearts in the waxing gloom did wane the lovers' moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry of passion welling within.
Love the flute in the background.
Sacrifice, a final plea to her king. Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to the wind.
Really nice voice. Love the viola. Is it viola, I think? It's been added here in the orchestra. Great orchestration. Which I think they made themselves as well.
Swelling over long seas of
Ooh.
blood.
The brass in the background. That warm sound.
Death and afterthought to those who fight for naught, but wrong, lying empty,
Great at keeping the notes stable. Little counter melodies in the orchestra, again in the brass. Great arrangement that we still hear the piano as well.
Children of the land, answer this. Why must you turn to empty bliss? Tell me why.
Quite a nice range vocally.
Turn the past to dust, seeking solace in the abyss. Tell me why create a circle none can break. Why must you let go the life you were bestowed? This I fear I'll never know. Never know.
Ooh, really nice. Slight vibrato there. And still very stable. Nice. Just little hints there, little changes. Very well done. Beautiful work. And I do wonder... Instrumental by Andre Schnatcher. Gonna give this one a follow as well, so that I won't miss any new tracks from them as well, because the instrumentation was really amazing. And next, another new entry, 10. Let's subscribe to them. And this time, it's written here, the one song in the Final Fantasy XIV 7.5 trailer covered. It's song from the Qalli, the Untested Voyager. Let's dive right in. I have listened partially to this one already, so I know a tiny bit of it. I don't know the full track yet, so let's do this one now. And yeah, this was done before they actually had the time to play the patch. Ooh, nice intro. lot of assumptions about the track which work perfectly fine. Actually makes it quite interesting to hear some different interpretations. Somehow my nose is very itchy today. Don't know why. I have to sneeze all the time this afternoon. Luckily I didn't have to sneeze on stream yet, but it might come back. Ooh, love the bass line. Ooh. Now that part is slightly different. Also very amazing drums. And ends on a bright major sound. Interesting. Very well done. Thank you truly. And now this next post, or this next one, before I'm doing this, I have to probably... Yeah, let's restart the camera once again, because why not? I have time right now. While I explain this next track, this one has been posted 4 years ago, but I thought it fit quite well today. No, that was the wrong one. There we go. Yeah. Here we are back. It's the Shinryu fight from Final Fantasy XI, which is now back in Final Fantasy XIV. So let's give this one a listen. It's a cover of the Shinryu fight performed by Tsukino Crystal. Let's see how things have evolved since then. Shall we? Very dissonant sounds, but they do fit with the paradox nature of the enemy. Yeah, very common for this, very common for this composer to use, or to add a melody in the bass. He really likes to do that. Have a melody up top and then switch to a melody in the bass afterwards. And then have both. A melody up top and a counter in the bass. Gorgeously done. Thank you very much for this great cover of Shinryu from Final Fantasy XI, formed by Tsukino Crystal. Now, two more on my list for today. The first one, Nobility Sleeps, a remix done by the Adventurers of Glitter Stardust. And as usual, when they make a remix, they give it a new name. They call this one Groundbreaker. Let's dive right in. Nice build up. Love an arpeggio build up that keeps evolving. It is the same chord progression as Nobility Sleeps. I wonder when we will hear the melody. We do have the chords already. Here we go. Nice way to change the tempo. Great ducking for the bass drum to come through. Another very bright build up. Is it just me or is it getting slightly faster now? Just ever so slightly. Ever so slight build up in tempo to make it a bit more exciting. Unconsciously more exciting due to a slight build up in tempo. I think that's what happened there. Very well done. Thank you very much for this gorgeous cover. And now the final one that I have on my list for today, sadly. Right after I teleported here. Wait, Mario Lamentorum. There we go. That one actually popped up as a recommendation really right before the stream. I got saw a message over on Discord of a base cover of, once again, the EVERCOLD trailer. Teaser trailer, to be more precise. By a new channel, Toki. I have already subscribed when I opened up the video before. Let's just jump right in. Final track for today, another EVERCOLD teaser trailer cover on bass. A play along
but the world was rich in plenty.
to the
Majestic trees stood sentinel over lands without end.
video.
From towering peaks sprang rivers, flowing into and feeding great seas. And noble kingdoms flourished, wanting for naught.
Yeah, they have removed a lot of text from this part of the music. A lot of vocals. Can hardly wait for the full one.
Men succumbed to bitter sorrow. And as we struggled to survive, they marched, and all was lost. We had no choice but to flee to the skies. And then what happened?
That's nice phrasing.
Became a frozen waste. Everything changed when they arrived.
The traveler, the one from the sky.
Aye, though in those days we knew them as far wanderer.
Gorgeous cover. Thank you very much for the link and the suggestion. And I'm looking forward to many, many more bass covers. Now I have one more enemy left on this set of hunts. That was the wrong one. That's the one I wanted. There we go. And then I will have to call it a day or a night in that case, so that I will have enough time to add all of these tracks to the website, fanfancy14hunt.com. Links in the description down below. There we go. Let's head over to Toliolal. Yeah, I will add all of them to the website, including a link to this VOD here to watch again. And I will add all the tracks there to the VOD list with all the other information and links and whatnot. There's also a playlist still in the description down below on the YouTube video with all of the tracks from the previous 68 episodes. However, this playlist will soon go away, or will rather reach the limit. It won't go away, but we will reach the limit of tracks that can be added to a playlist over on YouTube. It is 1000 and I am at... Can I find the number right now? Maybe. I thought maybe I could find it a bit faster. Okay, I'm still at 821 right now, so there is still space. However, that will fill up fast, or faster than I probably would like. So if you really want to hear all of the tracks of the music, you can find them on my Hunt website. And yeah, we'll link all of that after the stream in the comments below. Also all the tracks that I streamed today with timestamps, it will be all down below after the stream. And I'll also make the short about the music and the changes. And to do that, before I have to go to sleep, I will now end the stream here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Next week, hopefully back at the normal time. If everything goes to plan, I don't think I have anything on Sundays. I know I will be out on Monday, maybe Tuesday, definitely Thursday, and definitely on Saturday for music concerts. Well, rehearsal and concerts. So yeah, it will be once again a very busy music heavy week for me, but that's what I like to do. Just as a hobby still, but yeah, that's how it is. So thank you very much for tuning in. And until we meet again in the next stream or the next video, have a great end of the week, great Sunday, great start in the new week. Call your mom, it's Mother's Day, don't forget. And until next time, goodbye. And once again, thank you very much for the people on screen right now, the supporters over on Ko-fi, and the subscribers on Patreon, especially the subscribers Lindley, Ashleen, Tortellini, Maginat, Laurie Wood, and Cassie Stelk. They have been with me for, in some cases, years. It's slightly unbelievable for me, but thank you very much for your continued support throughout all this time. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, of your weekend. Goodbye.